Hi learners, in this video I'm going to talk about statutory meeting. Statutory meeting is the first meeting with the shareholders of the company after the incorporation of the company. So the first general meeting with the shareholders of the company which is held after the registration of the company is called as a statutory meeting. As per the Companies Act of 1956, it was compulsory for a public company which is limited by shares and limited by guarantee to hold a statutory meeting. However, this condition has been relaxed in the Companies Act of 2013. One of the primary conditions for holding a statutory meeting was the time period for holding the statutory meeting. A statutory meeting should be held within a period of not less than 1 month after the incorporation of the company and not exceeding 6 months after the incorporation of the company. What we mean by this is, supposing the company is incorporated on 2nd of January. So within 1 month, that is in the entire month of January, the statutory meeting cannot be held. And even if there is any general meeting of the shareholders which is held during the month of January, it will still not be considered as a statutory meeting. And within 6 months after the incorporation of the company, that is from the month of January till the month of June, the time period is given for the company to hold the statutory meeting. So every company which is in a public company which is incorporated should hold a statutory meeting ranging between the period of 1 month to 6 months after its incorporation after its incorporation. Now further, let's look into the procedure for holding a statutory meeting. Now, for the purpose of holding a statutory meeting, the secretary should first convene a meeting with the board of directors. After the meeting of the board of directors is held, only then the statutory meeting can be held. In the meeting of the board of directors, the directors will decide about, will discuss matters regarding how to proceed with the business of the company, then decisions regarding the drafting of the notice for the statutory meeting, preparation of statutory report and approval of the statutory report, then approval of the agenda. All this has to be taken. And moreover, the notice of the statutory meeting along with the statutory report and the agenda for the meeting should be sent to the shareholders at least 21 days before the meeting. Now, statutory report is a report which gives basic particulars about how the company has been brought into existence. So, basically in the statutory report, details of the company's finances, like which all shares the company has issued, how much of shares have been allotted, the names and occupations of the directors, secretaries, managing director, and the contracts which the company has entered into, all these particulars should be mentioned. So this statutory report is basically prepared in order to update the shareholders regarding the initial investments of the company and also to give an idea to the shareholders as to how the company proposes to start up its business. Along with the notice and the statutory report, the secretary should also send agenda of the meeting to the shareholders. Agenda basically includes the detailed program of action which is to be conducted in the meeting. So basically, agenda sets out the various items which are to be discussed in the statutory meeting. Further, after that, the secretary should complete preliminary arrangements like deciding on the venue, deciding on the venue and making the physical arrangements at the place of venue for holding of the statutory meeting. Further, the proxy forms, if they have been submitted by any member, they should be scrutinized by the secretary to determine their authenticity. Now, proxy forms is a form which is submitted by a member in case the member themselves are not able to attend the statutory meeting, then they can appoint another member on their behalf to attend the statutory meeting. In such cases, they need to submit proxy forms and the proxy forms should be scrutinized by the secretary. And the proxy forms should be deposited with the company at least 48 hours prior to the statutory meeting. Further, the person who is appointed as a proxy may or may not be a member. Like supposing I am the shareholder of any company and I am not able to be present at the statutory meeting, then in that case I can appoint any other person to attend on the meeting on my behalf. Further, the secretary should also make the arrangements regarding the seating arrangements for the board of directors, the chairman and various other members. Then on the day of the meeting, the admission slips have to be collected from the shareholders in order to determine the number of shareholders who are being present for the statutory meeting. Now, this determination of the attendance of the members is essential to ascertain the quorum for the meeting. Now, quorum refers to the minimum number of members who are required to be present in a meeting for the meeting to be transacted validly, for the meeting to be held validly. So, if the minimum number of members is not present after ascertaining the quorum, the meeting stands adjourned. Adjourned means postponed. So, to determine the quorum for the meeting, it is necessary that admission slips be collected from the shareholders to ascertain as to how many shareholders are present for the meeting. So, once the meeting begins or commences, the chairman will ask the secretary to ascertain the quorum based on the admission slips and the admission register, attendance register. So, once the secretary ascertains that the quorum is present, that is the minimum number of members are present, only then the business of the meeting will be transacted and the meeting will be called as validly convened. Then after that, the business of the meeting is taken up for the discussion as per the items which are set out in the agenda. And during the statutory meeting, a brief idea is given to the shareholders as to which businesses, how the company proposes to start up its businesses, and what are the goals for the business, and how it proposes to expand the business. And finally, the meeting ends with the vote of thanks to the chairman. Further, after the meeting, the secretary has to prepare minutes of the meetings. Minutes are brief recordings of the summary of the entire meeting. So, the secretary during the meeting has to record these minutes, and finally, after the meeting, the secretary has to record these minutes in the minutes books of the company. And once the minutes are prepared, they have to be signed by the chairman. And once it is signed by the chairman, the minutes cannot be altered. And the secretary should also furnish a copy of the minutes to the registrar after the meeting within 30 days of the meeting being held. Finally, the secretary should also carry out the directions and instructions and whatever decisions have been taken at the statutory meeting. Now, this was the procedure for holding a statutory meeting. Using the same points, we can also describe what are the secretarial duties relating to statutory meeting. Like the same procedure, I will list it out as the secretarial duties for statutory meeting. So, if there is a question in the examinations as to what is the secretarial duties relating to statutory meeting, then from the procedure itself we can write the secretarial duties. Like first thing you can tell is the secretary has to convene a meeting of board of directors. Then the secretary should prepare a draft statutory report. Then we can tell the secretary should prepare the notice of the meeting. Then the secretary should send the notice of the meeting at least 21 days before the date of statutory meeting to the shareholders. Then a copy of the statutory report should also be sent by the secretary at least 21 days before the date of holding of the meeting. Further, the secretary should prepare the agenda. The secretary should look after the preliminary arrangements for holding the meeting. The secretary should scrutinize the proxy forms which are submitted at least 48 hours before the meeting. And finally, the secretary should also make arrangements for the seating arrangement during the meeting. Then further, we can also tell that the secretary should ascertain the quorum on the instructions of the chairman. And the secretary should also collect the admission slips and determine record the attendance of the shareholders in the attendance register. Finally, we can also tell that the secretary has to prepare the minutes of the meeting, and lastly, the secretary has to carry out the directions and instructions and the decisions which are taken at the statutory meeting. So basically, from the procedure of holding a statutory meeting itself, we can ascertain what are the secretarial duties relating to statutory meeting.